He's cut nice. A little bit of a pull. But let's see if we can make him do better. I'm not going to start with these. I'm going to start with something that really is a problem. Something that didn't cut at all. Yeah, look at here. See, it flips. So let's start with these. I'm just going to take them apart and go through regular sharpening. I'm using the same 2000 grit stone that he uses. He said he was using worn 800. That's what I'm going to use here. I'm just going to take them apart and sharpen them like I normally do. Washers there, nothing crazy about the screw. It's put together right. This is a mystery. Mystery. My granddaughter, who's here today, she loves mystery. She loves watching those detective and true crime things. And I think what happened to these scissors is a true crime, because the stylist can't cut, and they said they were worse than before he started. So I don't know how bad they were beforehand, but always check them, because you can tell them, hey, I've improved these 100%, but they still don't cut it. These definitely don't cut at the tip. So what I've done is I've colored in red on the edge. I could color all the way in the back. I'm seeing a little shiny on the back. He may need to color them all the way in and make sure he's doing that ride line correctly, because you've got to put your pressure over that pivot and not out here, because you see how I'm moving it up, and that gives you a relaxed ride line. So I'm pushing here, and I'm giving it a pretty good, now these fingers are light out here. It's just sort of to keep it straight. And that noise is because I'm hitting all the way up to the hilt. Now I've got a ride line all the way down, a little wider at the tip, but this is interesting. Let me zoom in here. All right, I think I'm seeing what the problem might be with this sharpen. Here's where I've taken the red off the rod line. You see that? But when I turn it a little bit right there at the tip where it wasn't cutting, I can see it looks like the rod line's not all the way to the edge. What that's telling me is he may be right when he said he thought the problem was the ride line. But I don't think it's a stone. I think it's his technique. I think he's maybe putting his pressure here instead of the pressure there, because that ride line is not reaching all the way to the edge. So I'm going to do some more. Something to do with that ride line, I think. I'm sending him a new stone. The stone he had originally that he broke, and then he went to this stone. But I think it's technique. My pressure is here. I'm pressing pretty hard. I'm holding him like this, but I don't want to do any rolling. And I'm not getting any ride line back here, so I might go up and work it on the corner and then bring it on down. That's an ugly looking ride line. Alright, so let's get to the outside. So this is set at 40. These don't feel sharp at all. These probably should be at 45. Do I want to bring them up to 45? I think I just want to get them to cut. The lower the angle, the easier it is to get them to cut, as long as you don't round over the edge. Okay, I've set them at 40, and I just made that decision not because of how I think the stylists are going to use them, not because of the shears that should be at 45. I set them at 40 because we're having to fix some other work. These are already damaged, possibly by the sharpener before him. I'm landing here and I'm rolling to the edge because I want to get got a burr all the way down. Don't have it at the tippy tip. The hardest sharpening is going behind another sharpener that's made some mistakes. Give me a shear that's been nicked up, abused, damaged by the hairstylist that's never been sharpened over one that I've had to fix the sharpening. Hairstylists understand this. I was talking to one yesterday and I was saying, which would you rather have? Somebody has long, unkept hair or hasn't brushed it, tangled, and they want a cute haircut? Or do you want somebody that's already had a haircut, but you have to fix the haircut? All I'm doing is I'm trying to pull up a burr. And this is a worn 800 grit. Now eventually that 800 grit's going to get too worn and it's not going to pull up a good burr. Then I have to break in another 800 or go to maybe a fresh 1500 or a fresh 1000 or something. The same as the other one, I wasn't getting a burr at the tip. And I'm trying to reconvex it as I go. That's why I'm pausing. You see me pause kind of here and then just take a minute at the edge. Usually when I'm training, I'm telling people roll in and then count to 3, but this time I'm trying to get that bevelly look off of it. I'm trying to make it look more convexy. So I got a burr all the way down. Now I'm going to go back to my stone and remove that little teeny burr. And I want to do this the same amount of pressure, but carefully, because I want to wipe it off in one step. And I still feel a burr there, so I'm doing it again. I usually don't do it more than twice, maybe 3 times, because I got hair on here. I don't want to create a big burr on the outside, because I've got to buff that off. And here's my buffing pad. It looks pretty bad. Now these buffing pads, the ones I use are made of felt. There's different kinds you can use. And here, this is real key. I turn this little knob here to move my angle from 40 up to like 44. Because I want to roll up to the edge, because I've created some burrs on the outside when I knock that inside burr off, but I don't want to roll over the edge. And I'm doing most of my time back, not right on the edge, but behind, but before I get to the edge. And that angle looks a lot more consistent than it did before, and it feels a lot sharper. Let's hope this fixes it, because this was pretty easy fix. Something simple that Henry was doing correctly and then is not doing correctly. So anytime you kind of lose your mojo, as they say, you kind of all of a sudden start getting complaints or you're not happy with your own sharpening, go back to all your steps, see if there's anything you've changed, watch videos again, and check all your equipment. Is there something wobbling on your machine? Is there is your water stone out of alignment? Needs to be worked on. Did you start doing something you didn't do before? Or did you stop doing something you were doing before? Just go back and check all your steps. I've had times where I've kind of lost my mojo and I have to stop and like, okay, maybe I need to flatten my stone, or that typically is what goes on. All right, so I put them together without closing them. And I'm just going to feel if they feel like they're in the right alignment. And then the first one I close is actually on paper. A lot of times I use like a paper towel, but I can use this tissue. And the reason I cut like this first is in case I've left any burrs behind. And it's still not cutting. You see that? Now this is one I'm pretty sure is a cast shear. You see that little ledge there? Which means if it's out of alignment, I can't fix it. I've got a burr, I've got an edge all the way down. So it's tension edge alignment. My tension's correct, a little bit on the tight side. My edge, I had that edge all the way down, I thought. So my alignment may be off. I'm still feeling a burr right here, right there. It's always going to be something. Sometimes you can't see it, but you can feel it. And I can feel something rough right there with my nail. I'm going to go, now you see I didn't take it apart. I'm going to go back to this one. And there's just ever so, move that back down, ever so slightly, there's something not right here. And I think that's that spot I saw when we were doing the ride line. Remember, I said I saw the little, like I wasn't all the way to the edge. When I pull my thumb down here, there's something not quite right there. So you may be saying, well, why isn't Bonnie using that magic nail buffer? Because that's what she always uses. Because what I was feeling was more than what a nail buffer could do. Alright, I've got a big old burr right here. Let me see. I'm going to cut on paper towel now. And I'm using pressure. Still hasn't got it. Still feel a burr on that inside. Nail buffer time. Actually, I think I'm going to grab my ceramic stone. I thought it was interesting that at our Sharpener's Jam, Ramon called it his cheat stick. Now, by me going flat, this is creating a little bit of a ride line that's going to be more back, which I'm not sure that's what I want. I'm still feeling rough right there. I feel it here too. It's a mystery. I'm going to do them again. I was hoping it would be easy. So 800, I'm going to go with something a little bit more aggressive. There's a worn 600. I'm going to stay at the 40. I really don't want to go lower than 40. It's taking me a lot longer to fix them. I'm not feeling it here. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do in sharpening, in that I'm going to go through, pull this off. I'm still feeling burr there. Pulling my burr off. And I'm feeling weirdness. I don't know how to explain it. Like little roughness, like tiny nicks. I think I'm going to go back to my 800 grit, because that was a worn 400. 800. And pull a burr up again. Still feel a burr at the tip. See if that'll polish off. This time I'm just going to turn it up just a tad. So instead of 40, I'm at 43. I'm not backing it off as much. Okay, I'm not feeling that weirdness now. It feels, no, I do feel something right there. Yes, I do. Oh, it's a burr on the inside. Okay, it feels smooth, feels good. Let's hope this has done it. Hope all of these don't take this long or I'm in trouble today. I got other things I need to do. Got some online training today, and I've got some new items to put on the website. See, I'm running this down here and feeling that as I'm going by. It still feels rough. Try to keep everything right here on hand, and I'm not seeing my nail buffer. And I know I used it just yesterday. It was right here. Can't find your nail buffer. That works too. All right, I think they look good. I'm going to look at them with my new handy dandy magnifier. I still see a weirdness like right there on that one. And I do on this one too. Right here. I don't think I want to put it together till I don't see any of that weirdness. 400 grit. Notice I went 800, 600, now it's 400. Big old burr. Back to my stone, I'm going to turn it around. Sometimes that makes a difference. I get my Megowan stone, make a little slurry. Notice I didn't do this before. I'm trying to follow all my own rules. A little extra pressure there, as long as I'm flat. All right, I'm not feeling any burr at one swipe. Still feel it right there on the tip. Back to my light. I'm going to look at it. Now that looks good. Let me see what this one looks like. I still see a little tiny, tiny spot right there. But it's teensy. This was the 400 grit. You know what? I'm going to go straight from 400 to polishing. Why? I don't know. I just want to make these cut. Sometimes a little bit of more of an aggressive edge will do it. Just like a blunter angle, backing off the polish. That feels really, really good. That feels really sharp. I think I got it this time. Still feeling a burr on the inside of that tip there. So that tip may not cut. Okay. Let's pray over 'em. Let these cut and show me how to fix the other ones. It cuts down to that place where I told you I saw where there still was a burr there, and I saw the problem. And I'm not surprised because I saw that spot. And I'm not doing the whole blade. I'm just working on that spot that's not cutting. And we're just working on dry. See that? Now I could shorten it, but that would be a lot to shorten it. See, I'm feeling a burr on the inside. Is that burr gone? That's the side that has the problem. Still not cutting. And it's important for those tips to cut. But they're better. Okay, I'm going to get a little radical. We had it set at 40. I'm going to take it down to not quite 35. I'm like halfway between 35 and 40. Which means I'm going to pull up a big old honkin' burr. One that goes honk, honk, honk like a goose. I see something weird about both tips, to be honest with you. So I got a big old burr. So several minutes have gone by, and I've worked and worked and worked with this, and I've got it to where it cuts down to here, which before, remember, I only cut to there. So it cuts down to here. I'm hoping she won't miss the length on it. I'm just going to shorten it. I don't know what else. I don't know what else to do. I'm leaving the tissue here so I can tell when I'm at that point. This is PSA sanding paper, some new stuff I'm experimenting with. Like I said, it's always fun to have new toys. I think I'm there. Go to cushion plate now. Well, let's see how if it cuts all the way to the tip. You know what? That doesn't look shorter to me, does it to you? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Leave that tissue on there so you know when you're there. There we went. Did you see it? So I should have it. Yeah, those tips that were stripped no longer are stripped because I've shortened it that much. Now I need to, feels a little pointy. All right, it cuts dry. Oh, scared me. I think I got one of his done, Misty.
Are they all the same?
I hope they don't all have the same problem. All right, let's see if it cuts wet.
Nope.
No, nail buffer. At least it cuts dry. It didn't cut dry before. Wet tissue tells me if all the burrs and nicks are gone. Okay. I'm going to call that one done. Out of 6 scissors, I've done 1. How long has this taken me?
Too long. How are you making any money?
I would like to know whether this is his work or the person before him. If it is Henry's work, the problem is in the ride line, and that's where he thought the problem was. I don't know. I'd like to watch him and see what he's doing and send him a shear that I know is a good shear, so he's
Sounds
not just
like
falling
road
behind
trip.
someone.
Road trip. Let's go.
You and me? We
I'm gonna
might
find out.
need to go visit him. Okay? Because he's special. Say hi, Misty.
Hi, Misty.
Mom of 3 kids.
Yeah, you see my energy level.
Yeah. I liked your t-shirt yesterday.
Weird moms build character.
Yeah.
See, we have no trainings really this week, so I can wear fun shirts.
I know. But video, so you'll be forever on video.
Forever to be a mom of 3.
So tell them to subscribe and like and all of that stuff.
You want to subscribe below, and you want to like up here. I don't know what buttons are.
Because it makes me smile, and when Gigi's happy, everybody's happy, huh?
Yeah. Should have been here this morning. Poor Gigi.
Oh, yeah, I was telling stories about
Your childhood. Your poor
terrible
Barbies that would sit like this.
I mean, I had such a deprived childhood. It was a shame.
We'll edit all this part out.
Yeah. Bye-bye.